This is number 9. You're going to find the area of the polygon here. So we have the area is going to be defined by the formula of 1/2 this A, which is going to be called the apothem, times the perimeter. All right. So we have to take a look at this and to find the apothem and the perimeter. But the issue that arises is several things. We don't have the perimeter or area already. So what we have to do here is break this up into individual triangles, okay? So you see how here I can break it up into individual triangles. And I see this polygon is made up of 5 different triangles. So 360, so n is equal to 5. I have that, okay? 5 triangles. Now, I divide this by 360 to give me 72. So that means each angle here is 72 degrees. All right, so right now, this is my triangle, okay? Looks like this, okay? Right here, right, okay? And this part here is this diagonal, right? So this part here is 5. This part here is also 5, right? So I need to find my apothem. My apothem is this part, all right? Okay, but I know currently that this is 72 degrees, right? So if I cut it down the middle, I get a right triangle that looks like this. Okay, here's the apothem of A. Then I have this piece that I don't know about, but I know this piece here is 5. This angle here was half of that 72, which is going to be 36, all right? This allows me to set up my trig ratio if I draw that person right here at the angle. The apothem here, it is the going to be the adjacent, okay? And the 5 here, which is the hypotenuse, right? So I can say, I think adjacent and hypotenuse is cosine. So I can say cosine of 36 degrees is equal to my adjacent over my hypotenuse, right? Cosine of 36 is equal to my adjacent, which is my apothem, over my hypotenuse, which is 5. If I multiply 5 to both sides, I can now solve for the apothem. So the apothem here is the value of 5 cosine 36. Okay, so apothem is around 4.045 here. I don't round, I try to keep it as long as possible. So I have my apothem here, but now I need to get my perimeter here. Well, let's see if I can get my other side here. So I'm trying to get this side here, which is just going to be x, all right? So to get that, I would have to set up my other trig ratio. This would be the sine of 36 is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse, okay? The hypotenuse here is going to be my x, right? So that is x. My opposite here is x, so then my hypotenuse, which is the divide by 5, and then I have my sine of 36, okay? If I multiply 5 to both sides, because I'm trying to get x alone, I get 5 sine of 36. That gets me 2.94 is equal to x, right? Okay, so if this part is 2.94, this part is also 29.4. The whole thing is going to be what? Okay, 2.94 plus 2.94 is roughly 5.88. Okay, so this whole length here is 5.88. Okay, this whole thing here is also 5.88. So to get my perimeter, I multiply 5 times 5.88. So my perimeter is 29.4. So now I have enough information for my area. Area is equal to 1/2 the apothem. I got the apothem here as 4.045 times my perimeter, which is 229.4. All right. Let me just move all of this down here. All right. Okay. And that allows me to get my area. So it's 1/2 the apothem 4.045 times the area 29.4. This gets me roughly 59.4615. That would be the complete area here. Okay. All right, let's do B. All right, so here we actually have the apothem. Okay, we just need to find the perimeter because the area formula is 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. I have the apothem already. Okay, I just have to find the perimeter. Right, so I first of all want to find the perimeter, so I need to know the sides. Okay, it's best to just break this up into individual triangles. So how many triangles are here? Okay, this has how many triangles? 6. So n is equal to 6. Right? Because there are 6 triangles, 360 divided by 6. Each triangle here is 60 degrees. So far, we know that each triangle here is 60 degrees. Okay? It looks like this. And I don't know this part. But I know that this is 60 degrees. Then I have this apothem, okay, which is 4. So if I break this up into a right triangle, it should look like this. 4 for the apothem. I don't know this piece, and I don't know this piece, but I know that this is 30 degrees. So I'm trying to find this x here. All right, so I can set up a trig ratio. Okay, I can write this is the opposite and this is the adjacent. So that's tan. So I can say tan of 30 degrees is equal to opposite over adjacent. So tan of 30 degrees is equal to x over 4. Multiply 4 to both sides because I'm trying to get x alone. X is equal to 4 times tan of 30 degrees. That gets me around 2.3 for the x. So this thing is 2.3. So this is 2.3. This is also 2.3. Okay, so the whole thing here is 2.3 plus 2.3, which is what? 2.3 plus 2.3. So here, the side is equal to 4.6. Okay, now I can get the perimeter because my perimeter is just going to be the amount of sides, which is 6 times 4.6. So 6 times 4.6. Okay, that gets me perimeter is equal to 27.6. Okay, now you just plug it in. Area is equal to 1/2 the area, the apothem, which is 4. We know the perimeter is 27.6. Okay. 1/2 times 4 times 27.6. Okay. So the area here is equal to 55.2. Right? And then C. Okay. Here we actually have the side value here. Okay. So we can actually find the perimeter. So n is equal to what? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 sides. So the perimeter is just going to be 8 times 11. So the perimeter is equal to 88 inches because that's all the total sides together. Okay. Now I have to find a way to get the apothem. So the best way is to break this up into individual triangles. And I know that there are going to be 8 triangles in total here. So each triangle, 360 divided by 8 is 45 here. Okay. So I know that the triangle here, okay, Okay. The angle here is 45. Okay. And the base, which is 11. But I want to get a right triangle, right? Because I'm trying to get the apothem. So half of 45 is 22.2. So it is this piece right here. So half of 11 is 55.5. This angle, which is half of 45 degrees, is 22.5 degrees. Then we have our apothem here, right? This now allows us to set up our trig ratio. Okay, we have the opposites, and then we have the adjacent here. So this is tan. Tan of 22.5 is equal to opposite over adjacent. Okay, tan of 22.5 is equal to 55 over adjacent, which is just the apothem here. Multiplied by the apothem. So the apothem, tan 22.5 is equal to 55. Then divide by tan 22.5. Divide by tan 22.5. Okay. This cancels, so A is equal to 5.5 divided by tan 22.5. All right, so 5.5 divided by tan 22.5. Okay, so I get the apothem here as roughly 13.278. All right, so we can now plug it in. The area is equal to 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. So I have 1/2 the apothem that I figure out was 13.278. Then the perimeter was 88. Okay, plug this all in. 1/2 times 13.278 times 88. This gets you area is equal to 584.232. There you go. Inches squared if you cared about the units. So there you go. Notice every single one of these problems require you to break it up into individual triangles and then also do your trig ratio to find the missing value. Okay?